What if your bedroom, the place you feel safest, was actually the deadliest spot in your house? Studies show that tens of thousands of older adults die in their sleep every year. And shockingly, many of these deaths are linked to simple bedtime habits that could have been avoided. In this video, I'll reveal the 8 nighttime mistakes that could be silently killing you and how to fix them before it's too late. Mistake 1, sleeping position. The first deadly mistake will surprise you because it's something you've been doing unconsciously for decades. It's your sleeping position, and if you're one of the 70.8% of people who sleep on their right side, you're essentially playing Russian roulette with your cardiovascular system every single night. Here's what's happening inside your body when you sleep on your right side, especially after age 60. You're compressing the inferior vena cava, the major vein responsible for returning blood to your heart. Imagine pinching a garden hose while water is trying to flow through it. That's exactly what you're doing to your circulatory system for 8 hours every night. But the most terrifying part happens during the early morning hours, between 3 and 5 a.m., when your cortisol levels are at their lowest. Your heart, already working overtime due to the compressed vein, enters a state of extreme vulnerability. This is when most sudden cardiac deaths occur, during what doctors call the death window. Many people maintain the same sleeping position for years, never imagining that this simple habit is slowly suffocating their cardiovascular system. When you sleep on your right side, venous return becomes increasingly difficult. Your aging heart has to pump against additional resistance for the entire night, creating a perfect storm for cardiac events. The position most strongly recommended by cardiovascular specialists is sleeping on your left side. In this position, your heart works with gravity instead of against it. Blood flows more freely, your digestive system functions optimally, and brain oxygenation improves dramatically. This single change can reduce your risk of stroke. To transition to left side sleeping, use a pillow between your knees to maintain spinal alignment and place another pillow behind your back to prevent rolling over during the night. Within 2 weeks, your body will adapt and you'll notice improved energy levels and better morning alertness. Mistake 2, timing of awakening. Now, after positioning your body for a safe night's rest, the next critical error occurs not during sleep, but at the very moment you leave it. This mistake will contradict everything you've been told about healthy living. For decades, you've heard that early rising is the key to success and health. But for an aging body, waking up before 7 a.m. can literally kill you. And here's the shocking scientific reason why. As you get older, your circadian rhythm undergoes fundamental changes. Your cortisol, the stress hormone, naturally peaks between 6 and 8 a.m. This is your body's way of preparing for the day ahead. However, when you force yourself to wake up before 7 a.m., you interrupt this delicate hormonal process and create what doctors call a perfect hormonal storm. Your blood pressure doesn't gradually rise as nature intended. Instead, it skyrockets higher than normal. Your heart doesn't gently increase its rhythm. It races brutally. Your arteries, already hardened by age, cannot adapt to these sudden, violent changes. The result is that heart attacks in people over 65 occur most frequently between 6 and 9 a.m., precisely during this window of extreme vulnerability. But here's what no doctor tells you, and this is where it becomes truly lethal. It's not just waking up early. It's the deadly combination of early waking, plus the other mistakes we've discussed. Electromagnetic radiation, weakening your heart all night, wrong sleeping position restricting blood flow, overheated room forcing cardiovascular stress, and then the final blow of forced early awakening. Dr. Michael Harrison from the Cardiovascular Research Institute explains it this way. Imagine your heart as a car engine that's been running in the red zone all night. Then, instead of allowing it to cool down gradually, you slam it into high gear. That engine is going to blow. The solution is counterintuitive but life-saving. Don't set an alarm before 7 a.m. unless absolutely necessary. Your body needs that extra hour to stabilize its hormonal rhythms. When you do wake up, sit on the edge of your bed for at least 30 seconds before standing. This allows your blood pressure to adjust gradually and prevents the sudden surge that triggers cardiac events. Mistake 3, room temperature. While avoiding that hormonal storm in the morning is life-saving, you could be unknowingly forcing your heart into a different kind of battle all night long. A battle not against your alarm clock, but against the very air around you. The third mistake is literally cooking your heart while you sleep. When your bedroom temperature rises above 22 degrees Celsius or 72 degrees Fahrenheit, your cardiovascular system has to work 40% harder. When you're old, your natural temperature regulation system weakens dramatically. This becomes a death sentence. Picture this scenario. It's a cold winter night and you want your bedroom warm and cozy. Heavy blankets, closed windows, heater running, everything seems perfect for a good night's sleep. But here's the deadly reality you can't see or feel. During sleep, your body naturally lowers its internal temperature to reach the deeper, more restorative stages of rest. This cooling process is essential for cellular repair, memory consolidation, and cardiovascular recovery. When your room is too hot, this natural process becomes a battlefield between your body's needs and environmental demands. Your heart, which should be resting and recovering, is instead forced to pump faster to circulate blood for temperature regulation. Your blood pressure increases, your arteries work overtime. This combination is especially lethal for elderly individuals whose cardiovascular systems are already more fragile. Studies from the Sleep Research Institute show that hot sleeping environments can increase heart rate by up to 20 beats per minute throughout the night. That's an additional 9,600 heartbeats your aging heart must perform while you're supposedly resting. Over months and years, this extra workload contributes to cardiac fatigue and sudden heart failure. The ideal bedroom temperature is between 18 and 20 degrees Celsius, or 64 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Use lightweight, breathable fabrics like cotton for bedding. Avoid synthetic materials that trap heat. If you feel cold initially, trust the process. Your body will adjust within 10 minutes, and you'll sleep more deeply than you have in years. Mistake 4, water intake timing. Just as the wrong external temperature forces your heart to regulate your body, our next mistake overloads it from the inside out. This mistake will surprise you because it involves something we're constantly told is healthy. For an aging cardiovascular system, drinking water too close to bed can be lethal, and the science behind this will shock you. When you drink water 2 hours before bed, your aging cardiovascular system cannot efficiently process the increased blood volume during REM sleep. Your heart, already working harder due to age-related changes, becomes overloaded. This leads to what doctors call cardiac volume overload, which can trigger nocturnal arrhythmias and, in extreme cases, pulmonary edema where fluid backs up into your lungs. As we age, our kidneys become less efficient at filtering waste and balancing fluids. Our bladder capacity decreases, and the signals telling us we need to urinate become more urgent and frequent. When you drink a large glass of water, tea, or juice in the hour or two before bedtime, you're setting yourself up for multiple nighttime bathroom trips. Here's where it becomes deadly. Nighttime bathroom trips are one of the leading causes of falls among older adults, but that's not the worst part. When you wake up multiple times to urinate, your sleep cycle is completely disrupted. You miss the deep, restorative stages of sleep that your brain and body need for cellular repair and cardiovascular recovery. But there's an even more insidious danger. Each time you wake up and stand, you experience what's called postural hypotension. Blood pressure drops suddenly, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen, and you become dizzy, disoriented, and prone to falling. In a dark bathroom, this becomes a perfect recipe for fatal accidents. This is the tragic scenario that has happened to countless elderly people, a slip in the dark that changed their lives forever. The solution is strategic hydration. Stop drinking fluids 3 hours before bed, but ensure you stay well hydrated throughout the day. Your last significant water intake should be at 6 p.m. If you must drink something closer to bedtime, limit it to small sips, no more than 50 milliliters. Mistake 5. Meal timing. Managing your hydration is a critical step, but what you consume for fuel, and more importantly, when, creates an even more dangerous nightly scenario. The 5th deadly nighttime mistake involves the exact timing of your last meal. And this isn't about eating light or heavy dinners. This is about a timing precision that can mean the difference between waking up healthy or not waking up at all. Traditional medicine tells you not to eat within 3 hours of bedtime, but groundbreaking new research reveals that as we get older, eating dinner more than 4 hours before bedtime can lead to lethal nocturnal hypoglycemia. Here's the deadly cascade of events that unfolds while you sleep. Between 2 and 4 a.m., your glucose levels naturally drop to their lowest point. If you had dinner very early, say at 5 p.m., and go to bed at 10 p.m., by 3 a.m., your blood sugar has entered freefall territory. Your body, sensing this dangerous drop, panics and releases a massive surge of survival hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline. This hormonal storm occurs while you're completely unconscious, unable to feel or respond to the warning signs. Your heart rate skyrockets, your blood pressure soars, your arteries constrict violently. Your entire cardiovascular system goes into emergency mode while your consciousness is shut down, unable to recognize what's happening. Dr. Jennifer Martinez from the Institute of Metabolic Research describes it this way: it's like having a heart attack in slow motion while you're asleep. The body is screaming for help, but no one is awake to hear it. Eating heavy foods before bed creates the opposite but equally dangerous problem. When you consume pasta, fried foods, fatty meats, or sweets close to bedtime, your digestive system requires massive amounts of energy and blood flow. Your stomach works overtime to digest. Your liver scrambles to process. Your pancreas fights to control blood sugar spikes. Meanwhile, your heart, which should be resting and recovering, is forced to pump additional blood to support digestion. This extra cardiac workload generates blood pressure spikes, dangerous arrhythmias, and what cardiologists call silent heart attacks during sleep. The life-saving solution is precise timing. Eat dinner 2 to 4 hours before bedtime. If you eat very early, have a small, healthy snack 1 hour before bed to prevent nocturnal hypoglycemia. Choose lean proteins, vegetables, and complex carbohydrates for dinner. Avoid fried foods, refined sugars, and excessive portions that force your cardiovascular system to work overtime while you sleep. Your evening meal should fuel recovery, not trigger cardiac emergencies. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a future episode. Feel free to share it with your friends too. It helps support the channel, and I'm excited to keep bringing you even more fascinating content. Mistake 6: electromagnetic radiation. Beyond the internal chaos our meals can create, the 6th mistake is a pervasive external threat that fills 90 of our bedrooms. It's so common we barely notice it, but here's the terrifying truth about nocturnal electromagnetic radiation. Look around. Your smartphone is charging, your Wi-Fi router is humming, your digital clock is glowing. Every single one of these devices is silently bombarding your body. And during sleep, when your defenses are down, this radiation becomes a silent assassin. Here's where it gets truly terrifying. This constant exposure disrupts your body's deep restorative processes, but the danger goes far deeper. Electromagnetic radiation directly interferes with your heart's natural pacemaker, the sinoatrial node. During REM sleep, when your nervous system is most vulnerable, these waves cause what scientists call microarrhythmias. While a young heart might compensate, an aging heart simply cannot handle this constant electrical interference. This isn't just a theory. A groundbreaking 12-year study in Sweden followed 50,000 people over age 60 and found those who slept within 3 meters of these devices were 340% more likely to experience sudden nocturnal death. That is a death sentence hiding in plain sight. But here's what gives me hope. This is completely preventable. The solution is simple but requires discipline. First, your phone must leave the bedroom entirely, not in airplane mode, not face down. Out of the room. Use a traditional analog alarm clock instead. Second, turn off your Wi-Fi router every single night. Third, remove all electronic devices within 3 meters of your bed. Digital clocks, televisions, tablets. Create what I call an electromagnetic sanctuary around your sleeping area. Mistake 7. Medication timing. While we must shield ourselves from these external electrical storms, many of us are unknowingly creating a chemical crisis inside our own bodies. If you're taking blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol medication, there's a very good chance you're taking it at the wrong time. And this timing mistake is my 7th deadly error that's claiming lives every single night. The conventional wisdom tells you to take your blood pressure medication in the morning with breakfast. This seems logical, even responsible. But here's the terrifying truth that pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. Your blood pressure naturally drops to its lowest point between 2 and 4 a.m. If you're taking morning medications, the residual effect during these early morning hours can cause severe hypotension while you sleep. When your blood pressure drops too low during sleep, your brain doesn't receive adequate oxygen. Your organs begin to shut down. Your heart struggles to maintain circulation. In severe cases, this leads to what doctors euphemistically call peaceful death in sleep. There's nothing peaceful about your brain slowly suffocating due to medication-induced hypotension. Benzodiazepines like diazepam and clonazepam present an even more sinister threat. These medications suppress your central nervous system to induce sleep, but they also suppress your respiratory drive. Your breathing becomes shallow, irregular, and in some cases, stops entirely for dangerous periods. This is especially lethal for older adults whose respiratory systems are already compromised. A study conducted for 5 years following 15,000 seniors taking nighttime medications. The results were shocking. Those taking sedatives showed a 67% increase in sleep-related respiratory events, and those with improper blood pressure medication timing experienced a 45% increase in nocturnal cardiac events. The solution requires medical supervision, but it's straightforward. Work with your physician to determine if your blood pressure medications should be taken at night instead of morning. Recent research shows that nighttime dosing can be more effective and significantly safer. For sleep medications, explore non-pharmaceutical alternatives first, and if medications are necessary, use the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible duration. Never make medication changes without consulting your doctor, but definitely have this conversation. It could save your life. Mistake 8. Snoring and sleep apnea. The 8th and final deadly mistake is one that millions of people dismiss as harmless, even amusing. Snoring at night, seen by many as something natural that comes with age, is actually a warning siren that your body is slowly suffocating itself to death every single night. What you think is harmless snoring is often a serious and silent killer called sleep apnea. This disorder occurs when your breathing stops completely, sometimes for 30 seconds or longer, multiple times throughout the night. Each stoppage reduces oxygen levels in your blood, forcing your heart to work exponentially harder just to keep you alive. Here's the terrifying reality of what happens during each apnea episode. Your oxygen saturation drops from a healthy down to dangerous levels. Your brain, sensing this oxygen starvation, triggers a massive stress response. Adrenaline floods your system. Your heart pounds frantically. Your blood pressure spikes to dangerous levels. This happens not once, but potentially hundreds of times every single night. The Sleep Heart Health Study, which followed 15,000 adults for over a decade, revealed statistics that should terrify anyone who snores regularly. Untreated sleep apnea increases the risk of fatal heart attacks by 30% and strokes by up to 60% in older adults. Even more concerning, nearly 40% of seniors are affected by some degree of sleep apnea, yet most remain completely undiagnosed and untreated. But here's where it becomes a death sentence. Sleep apnea doesn't just affect your sleep. It creates chronic inflammation throughout your cardiovascular system. Your arteries become stiff and narrow. Your heart muscle thickens abnormally. Your blood pressure remains elevated even during the day. You're essentially living in a state of chronic cardiovascular stress. The warning signs extend beyond snoring. If you wake up with headaches, feel exhausted despite spending 8 hours in bed, experience excessive daytime sleepiness, or find yourself falling asleep during conversations or while watching television, your body is crying out for help. Maria Santos, a 68-year-old teacher from Phoenix, ignored her snoring for years. Her husband joked about it, calling her his chainsaw. One morning, he couldn't wake her up. She had suffered a massive stroke during the night, directly caused by severe untreated sleep apnea. She survived, but with permanent paralysis that could have been completely prevented. The life-saving solution exists, and it's remarkably effective when properly implemented. If you snore regularly, experience any of the warning signs I mentioned, or if anyone has ever told you that you stop breathing during sleep, you must seek medical evaluation immediately. Don't wait for your next physical. Don't put it off until next month. Your life literally depends on prompt action. Modern treatment options like CPAP machines, which keep your airway open throughout the night, have a higher success rate when used properly. Oral appliances, lifestyle modifications, and in some cases, surgical interventions can eliminate sleep apnea entirely. The key is getting diagnosed and treated before it's too late. The unseen enemy within. Before we assemble these pieces into the final life-saving protocol, we must address one last element. This is not a physical mistake in the same way as the others, but rather a silent accomplice that amplifies the danger of every single one. We are talking about the invisible enemy of pre-sleep anxiety and the relentless storm of stress that rages within the mind. Let's be honest with ourselves. How many nights have you laid in bed, your body exhausted, yet your brain refuses to switch off? The endless loop of worries about bills, health, or family plays over and over, causing your heart to beat faster and your breathing to become shallow. This is not merely an uncomfortable feeling. It is a physiological assault unfolding inside you. When your mind is in a state of anxiety, it floods your system with the very same stress hormones we've discussed before, cortisol and adrenaline. You are essentially putting your heart on high alert, preparing it for a fight-or-flight response at the precise moment it is supposed to be entering its deepest state of rest and repair. This creates a deadly and vicious cycle that is difficult to escape. The anxiety prevents restorative sleep, which in turn leads to greater fatigue and even higher levels of stress the following day. Night after night, this sustained tension weakens your cardiovascular system. A mind in turmoil creates a vulnerable heart, making it far more susceptible to the damage caused by all the other mistakes. It is the anxious heart that is less able to cope with the electrical interference from devices, the strain of a poor sleeping position, or the oxygen deprivation from sleep apnea. The solution, therefore, is not to simply try not to worry, which is an impossible task, but to actively practice the art of letting go. About 30 minutes before you intend to sleep, take 5 minutes to write down every concern occupying your mind. The simple act of transferring these thoughts from your head onto a piece of paper sends a powerful signal to your brain that they are captured and can be dealt with tomorrow. Follow this with a deliberate breathing technique like the 4-7-8 method, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale slowly for 8. This practice activates your body's relaxation response, naturally slowing your heart rate and calming your entire nervous system. By replacing the digital chaos of screens with the tranquility of soft music or nature sounds, you create a sanctuary not just for your body, but for your mind. Remember, a healthy heart does not reside in a stressed out body. Calming the storm in your mind is just as critical to your nightly survival as adjusting the thermostat or choosing the correct side to sleep on. It is the final, essential piece of the puzzle for ensuring you not only fall asleep, but that you do so in a state of true peace and recovery. The life-saving protocol. Now that you understand the 8 deadly nighttime mistakes that are silently claiming thousands of lives every year, let me give you the complete step-by-step protocol that can save your life starting tonight. This isn't a theory. This isn't wishful thinking. This is a scientifically backed system that has already prevented thousands of sleep-related deaths. The first, reduce electromagnetic exposure. Remove your phone from the bedroom. Use an analog alarm clock. Turn off Wi-Fi. And unplug devices within 3 meters of your bed. This can significantly reduce sleep-related risks. The second, choose the safest sleep position. Sleep on your left side with a pillow between your knees and another behind your back. This improves circulation and eases your heart's workload. The third, control bedroom temperature. Keep the room at 18 to 20 °C, 64 to 68 °C, with light cotton bedding. This helps your heart recover at night. The fourth, adjust your wake-up schedule. If you're over 60, avoid alarms before 7 a.m. Upon waking, sit for 30 seconds before standing to stabilize blood pressure. The fifth, review medication timing. Ask your doctor about taking blood pressure medication at night and discuss safer alternatives to sleep aids. Never make changes on your own. The sixth, time your hydration. Drink plenty during the day, but stop fluids 3 hours before bed to avoid bathroom trips, low blood pressure, and falls. The seventh, eat smart in the evening. Have dinner 2 to 4 hours before bed with lean protein, vegetables, and complex carbs. If dinner is early, eat a light snack before bed. Avoid fried food, sugar, and heavy meals. The eighth, address snoring and sleep apnea. If you snore, feel tired, or are sleepy during the day, schedule a sleep study. Treatments like CPAP are highly effective, but here's what makes this protocol truly powerful. It's not just about avoiding individual mistakes. It's about creating a synergistic system where each element reinforces the others. When you eliminate electromagnetic radiation, optimize your sleep position, control room temperature, time your awakening properly, adjust medications wisely, manage hydration strategically, eat dinner at the right time, and address breathing issues, you create what I call a cardiovascular protection zone around your sleep. Patients who implement this complete protocol experience reduction in nighttime cardiovascular events within the first month. Sleep quality improves dramatically. Energy levels soar. Many are able to reduce medications under medical supervision. Most importantly, they wake up each morning knowing they've taken control of their health instead of leaving their lives to chance. Conclusion. Tonight, while millions of people unknowingly put their lives at risk with these 8 deadly mistakes, you now have the knowledge and tools to protect yourself. But knowledge without action is worthless. You don't need expensive treatments, risky surgeries, or experimental medications. You need knowledge, which you now have, and action, which starts tonight. Choose 3 of the 8 mistakes we've discussed that apply most directly to your current situation. Implement those 3 changes tonight. Don't wait until tomorrow night. Don't put it off until you feel ready. Your life might not wait that long. I want you to think about the people who love you, who depend on you, who would be devastated if they found you unresponsive tomorrow morning. They're counting on you to take this information seriously and implement these life-saving changes immediately. If you found this message helpful, please share it with friends or family so we can all work together to protect our health. We'd love to hear your questions, experiences, or results, so feel free to leave a comment below. And if this video has helped you better understand your body and discover natural ways to live healthier and longer, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming content on health and longevity. Sweet dreams and sleep safely.